Okay, so as I texted Lizette over the weekend, I stopped an assault in downtown.
You stopped it yourself?
Yeah. And
with your karate?
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, I don't want to joke too much about this because the woman's in the hospital. And I haven't got an update from the police on her status or the attacker's status. So I don't know if it's safe to joke about or not.
Hold on, get this out now.
Yeah, get it out now. Get it out now because it was insane.
Okay,
so
it's not funny. It's serious.
Yeah, the fiance and I are in a Lyft. We're on the way to the airport. We're driving through downtown, and we're kind of at a red light. And on the sidewalk, so there's a mom and two girls. I thought they were daughters. So mom and two daughters. And then there's a woman in a black bodysuit. So the black bodysuit is the attacker. We're just going to call her the attacker.
Like
okay?
a ninja.
Yeah. So there's the mom and there's the attacker.
How old were the girls?
I'm bad with ages, so maybe they were like 10, 11. But they're,
okay.
So somewhere in there, like they're not toddlers, but they're girls. And so as we're driving past them slowly, the attacker started like arguing with the mom and a couple pushes and shoves. And so my fiance, who's always trying to get involved in stuff, she goes, what's going on? Should we help? Should we help? And I'm thinking, no, it's probably just like, a mom and her sister, like aunt and whatever. Like they're just...
You think they know each other? I
figure they know each other. They're just having a bad day. They're mad, whatever they're arguing. I'm like, no, it looks like they all know each other. Right when I say that, the attacker shoves the mom and then pop, hits her right in the head. And I go, uh-oh, they may not know each other. And so then my fiance's like, we got to get out of the car. We got to get out of the car. And then,
Pause.
Yeah.
At this point,
yeah.
Who was around? Was anyone already trying to intervene?
No.
Was anyone trying to help her?
No.
People were just staring.
Well, there wasn't anybody on the sidewalk. It was just, the cars were just driving past.
Okay.
Lots of cars, but just empty sidewalk. So a shove, a punch, and then mom is on the ground. Attacker is on top of her, punching her in the head.
Oh my God.
And then the girl, and so I'm like, I don't think they know each other. And the girls are like, stop it, leave her alone, get off her. But the girls aren't doing anything. And so again, I'm thinking, they probably know each other. The girls don't want to get involved. Like, I don't want to pick sides between my aunt and my mom. I don't know. This is just all in my head telling me don't get involved. And then like 2 punches to the head, the attacker grabs the mom's head and starts banging it into the concrete. And so with that, like right before that happened, but like with that.
Like the back of her head? Was she on her back?
She's on her back. And so she's slamming her head in the concrete. And then with that, my fiance's like, stop the car. So we both jump out. I run towards these two women. And I'm like, hey, knock it off. Like loud, deep voice, right? And so I'm surprised how fast I got there. It felt like just 2 steps, like, poof, poof, and I'm there. I got between the two women and I peeled them apart because at this point, I have the attacker on my left. I'm pushing her away, and the woman on the ground is starting to sit up, but I have a hand on her. And here's the thing about a guy getting involved when 2 women are fighting.
She starts fighting you.
No, but in my head, I'm like, I can't do anything. I can't push, I can't grab, I can't punch. So there's that. There's like, what can I do that's socially acceptable to stop this fight? And then the other thing in my head,
and twist it. It's like sticking your finger in a dog's butt. It'll make them stop in their tracks.
Stop the fight instantly. The other thing in my head is, I'm going to be manhandling somebody's wife or girlfriend, and they're not going to like that. So as I'm thinking that, as I'm separating these 2 women, I see this dude in a white shirt from the right side, like corner of my eye. I see this guy in a white shirt come up the hill towards us. And I'm like, here it goes. Here it is. He just thinking the worst case scenario. He probably knows one of these women, doesn't want me involved. And here it comes. I'm about to get sucker punched. Because you see it on World Star all the time. Somebody tries to break up a girl fight and then, hey, that's my woman, get off. Right? So luckily, it didn't go that way. So I'm separating the women. I'm yelling, hey, knock it off. I'm pushing the attacker away. She gets one like kick in. She tries to kick the woman who's on the ground. Horrible, right? And at that point, the guy in the white shirt, who I'm watching out of the corner of my eye, come up. He grabs the woman who's on the ground. He goes, hey, are you okay? You okay? And then he's also yelling at the lady, stop that. But he's trying to put his body between himself and the attacker. So now we have the attacker. I'm holding on to her on my left. The woman on the ground is on the right, and the white t-shirt man is there.
And what's your fiance doing?
Once the women separated, I looked up, and my fiance, she's so good. She has the two girls in a hug to kind of comfort them, but also protect them. Because the girls,
the babies. I forgot they were even there. Gosh.
Yeah. So like to protect them, but comfort them because they're losing their mind. They're watching their mom get beat up, head slammed on the concrete. So she's there, double hug on both of them. Like, it's okay, girls, it's okay. But she's also protecting them from this woman who, like the attacker, right?
Right. Oh my God, I'm going to cry.
Yeah. So by this time, so it's me, the victim, the attacker, the white shirt guy. My fiance's hugging the two girls. Once I get them separated, I looked up. There's like 8 other people around us now. 8 other people who either came down the street, up the street, out of their cars. There's like 8 people.
How
right?
old are these women that are fighting?
I'll show you a photo. They look, actually, I know this because I talked to the police. 42 years old, the woman who's getting attacked is 42 years old. The other woman, I sent you a picture of her. Did I send you a picture of her?
No, but I saw it on Instagram.
So she's probably like
she looked kind of
40s.
old.
She looked, I don't know how to say this. She looked like a normal person. She didn't look crazy. She wasn't homeless, tattered, like only one shoe on. Like it looked like she was just a mom. By the way, she was pushing a stroller. Looked like she was just a mom. She had sunglasses on, bodysuit. She was just out.
Like she looked mentally stable.
Looked stable, didn't look homeless. She had a stroller. So I didn't know what was going on.
Full of drugs,
probably. The crowd is now forming. And then here's a white shirt guy steps up. Because every time I've taken like a CPR class or a first aid class or whatever, they always tell you about like mob mentality. Like everyone stands around and nobody does anything, right? And so they say like, well, when you're on the scene, you have to start giving orders like, hey, you call 911, you go for help, you do this. Like you have to start like telling people what to do. Otherwise they just stand there. I got the attacker off the victim. And then I'm standing there and the white t-shirt guy is with the victim. He's like, hey, look at me. He's like, are you okay? And he's like checking out her face, she's lumped up on her forehead, lumped up. She's looking for blood. He's like, look at me, look at my eyes. Don't get up. Like he seems to know what he's doing. Because I wouldn't know what to do. If it was just me, I'm like, look at my eyes. Like, what am I looking for?
The only thing I know to do is like if someone's in a car accident, you're not supposed to take them out.
Right.
Like you're not supposed to move them around. You're not supposed to touch them really, like just check them while they're still in the car in case they broke their neck or something.
Sure.
You don't want to make shit worse.
Right.
That's all I know.
Yeah, kind of me too. So the white t-shirt guy who's down on the ground with the victim, he goes, who has a phone? And he goes to me, he's like, you, call 911. And I go, oh, that's right. Yeah.
Good idea.
I'm also thinking, I'm like, she just got punched a few times. Like, it's cool. Like, the attacker's gone. Like,
he probably has like had
we're
a
just gonna walk
concussion
away.
or something.
Yeah. I'm like, we're just going to walk away. It's fine, right? He's like, call 911. I said, okay. And then I see the woman is gone. And he goes, where's the attacker? Where's that lady? And some people are like, oh, she went up there. She went up the hill. And so we're like, go get a photo of her. I'm calling the cops right now to get an ambulance. Go. And the white t-shirt guy's like, go get a photo of her. We need to show the cops. Go get a photo of what she looks like. And I'm like, that's a great idea. Like this guy's full on taking charge. He says, okay, to the lady, he's like, look at me. He's like, look at my eyes. I just want to see. He's like, you've had some head trauma. But I'm just going to feel the back of your head. Sit down. Don't get up. And then as he's doing this, I'm on the phone with 911. Like, yo, there's an assault. It's over here on the corner. We need an ambulance. He tells the girls. He's like, hey, girls, your mom's okay. You may see blood, but, head wounds, your skin is really thin, and just a small head wound will make blood. So if you see blood, don't worry. She's okay. Like, so he's attending to the woman on the ground.
He's got to be like some type of EMT, fireman, police, or
military,
something.
Felt like it. He's taking charge. White t-shirt guy is taking charge, and so he's telling the girls.
Did it turn you on?
No, he's telling the girls like it's okay, it's okay. Yeah, she's in the hospital. Your mom's okay.
I'm not good with serious stuff.
I know. And then like some other people start picking up because her nails got broken off. I don't know if they were fake or real, but like she has.
Oh my God,
fingernails.
that's the worst. One time I got jumped the day after I got my nails done. All 4 of my fingers. My fingernails on my both hands, because when I clenched my fists, all 4 of my nails broke in the middle of like my nail bed. Yeah. Blood was dripping, and like that is not even what hurt. What hurt was trying to take them off, because you have to take them off at that point. And any single like movement or bend of the nail just it burned. It stung so bad.
Some of the other witnesses were helping the woman like pick up like they're taking her purse fell out, her makeup, her phone, there was fingernails and stuff, and so they're gathering her stuff. And then here he goes, white t-shirt, take charge man. He's like, give me your phone. He's like, girls, can you call, is there someone you can call? Can you call your dad? Can you call someone? They're like, yes. So the girls call the dad. White t-shirt guys rendering aid to the woman, like, look at me, and like, you've had trauma, and like he's looking into her eyes, and like, I don't know what I would look for. Like, what would I look for if you had head trauma? Like,
probably just making sure her eyes are steady and she's coherent and can understand what he's saying, and like her eyes are not wandering. Can she focus? Yeah.
So he knew what to do, and so I'm on the phone with.
Did about like a week of nursing school.
There you go. I'm on the phone with dispatch, telling them where we are, kind of telling them what happened. How old are you? How old's the guy? She's 42. The guy's like, she's 42. Tell dispatch she's had a history of seizures back in December. This is bad because she had head trauma just now, right? Her head slammed in the concrete. So I'm like, she's had a history of seizures. She's on medication. What does she look like? Well, she's wearing this. What did the victim look like? Wearing this. Okay, we're on the way. Were there any other people? Yeah, there's other witnesses here. So one of the women said, I saw that lady, the attacker. I saw her just around the corner. She kicked an older couple. Like she just like walked up and kicked them. And so come around the corner. Now she's fighting this lady. So I'm just kind of telling you the story in real time, how I'm learning things. Two other witnesses come back down the hill now. We're like, hey, we have photos of her. We have photos from the front because they were talking to her, and like we have photos from back, and she has this tattoo on her shoulder. We have a photo where you could see the tattoo. We're like, that's great. Stay here. And so the girls are on the phone with their dad, and then like the man who's rendering aid is now on the phone with the dad while he's also helping the victim. I'm on the phone with the EMT and fire and telling them where we are. It was crazy.
How long was all of this at this point? I imagine it all moved very fast.
It did.
But how long was all this?
From breaking up the assault to getting on the phone with 911 to at this part, like she's had seizures in December, quick, probably like 5 minutes. This part went fast. This part did move fast. And so we're learning from the girls now. What happened was they were walking, the two girls and the mom were walking.
That's right, because they can tell the story.
Right. My fiance's hugging them. They're crying, snot coming out of their nose, like they're shook. They're shaking, like they saw their mom get beat up. And so, according to them, this attacker was just walking, just two people walking towards each other on the sidewalk. And she goes, what are you guys doing here? The mom's like, what? She goes, oh, you want to fight? I'll fight you. I'll fight you. And so, just with that, shoves, punch, gets on top, slams the head into the concrete. Like, it just went like that. It went like that.
I believe it.
Oh, absolutely. And especially hearing from the other witness how the attacker like just randomly kicks somebody just around the corner. Fire gets there first. They render aid. We show photos. They go, okay. And they're talking to the victim. Police get there. One of them, by the way, was that I was trying to take a photo. One of them was so your type.
Okay.
So your type. And I was trying to take a photo of him for you. But I'm like,
sure.
She's in a happy relationship. She doesn't want this dude. But this, you
for
like
you.
This guy. No, you like this guy. But the interesting thing was, anytime the police would go to talk to somebody like me, they go, hey, did you see it? Yes, I have a photo of them. Yes. Okay, what happened? Well, where's the girl? So right when the cops come to you, they have to tell you, hey, just so you know, like they said, like my body cam is recording or my body cam is on, something like that. Like they tell you, and every person that he would talk to, just so you know, my body cam is on right now. Or, hey, just so you know, my body cam is recording.
Did you flash it?
No, I just thought it was interesting. I think they said like, is that okay with you? My body cam is on. Is that okay with you? I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
I've never heard them say that before.
Must be a new procedure or something like that.
They didn't say that to me when I got arrested.
Recently. A fire comes. Police come.
I would have did a little dancey dance or something.
Ambulance comes. They put the woman on the stretcher. They're worried, like her forehead is lumped up. They're worried. Luckily, no blood. They're worried about the back of the head.
It's probably internal.
That's what I was worried about. The back of the head was kind of swollen too. Yeah. So they were worried about that. Put her in the ambulance. And everybody gave their statement. What happened? Blah, 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 blah. The police go, they ask, okay, so you took the photo of the lady? They're talking to the person who did it. You took the photo of the lady? Where was she? 2 blocks up. She just crossed that street right there. She made a left. There's some apartments there with a little pavilion. She's over there. And she has a stroller. And I'm like, I don't know if she had a baby in the stroller or just stuff.
I was going to ask, like, did anyone ever see a baby in the stroller? Or was it covered with a blanket?
No, the two girls said there was a baby in the stroller. Now, this woman is so weird. It could have been a doll, but she had a baby in the stroller, according to the 2 girls that watched her mom get beat up. So this, while our rideshare driver is like, he's parked on the sidewalk because we go, pull over. And he was in traffic. So he just kind of like jumps the curb and his 2 wheels are on the curb and the other 2 are in like the bike lane and his hazard lights are on. And at one point I'm like, hey man, you could just, we'll cancel the car because we're on the way to the airport. We'll cancel the car. Just, we'll get our bags out. Just, you can go. He's like, no, it's okay. It's okay.
I don't want to see this.
Yeah, he probably did. We're like, okay, man. So the whole thing was an hour long from when we jumped out of the car to when we get back into the car. It was an hour.
Once cops get there, it takes so long. They have to talk to every single person, write everything down, ask all the questions. Once cops get there and start questioning, and it turns into this whole big investigation, and that shit takes a long time. I
have the case number, and I mean, it's Monday. I don't want to bother them. I want to call and be like, can I get an update? Like, how is she doing? The woman that went to the hospital, like, how's she doing? Like, how's the attacker? Did you guys get the attacker? We have photos of her, like, clear as day. It's an iPhone. She was caught in 4K. Like, we have photos of this, like, scratches all over her chest, too, because the woman did fight back a little bit. But I almost resisted getting out of the car because I'm like, no, because the girls, if it was a stranger, the two girls would jump in and help, wouldn't they? Like, wouldn't they, like, try to push this stranger off their mom versus, like, stop, get off her.
No.
Yeah, and then luckily my fiance's like, stop the car. And at that point, I'm like, all right, I'm out. Let's go. Run over to the scene. It was so nuts.
You've always, for as long as I've known you, you've always wanted to have a hero moment.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this was what you were expecting, but you had your hero moment.
Kind of.
Not
yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
Who knows if anyone else would have stopped, like if you guys didn't stop. I probably wouldn't have.
Right. Well, there's a bunch of people who didn't.
So if I was like already in a car just driving by, I probably would have been like, oh shit, that's crazy, they're fighting. But, I'm by myself, so.
Right.
Well, I assume at the moment I would be by myself.
And here's the thing.
Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm tiny.
Sure. And so here's the thing. That's why as I was running over there, I yelled as loud as I could. I'm like, hey, knock it off. But I'm also thinking, it's like, it's a woman. Like, I can't grab her and throw. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
I
you can.
I know, but just all it takes is one person to see, like, that redhead threw the woman to the ground, and that redhead like punched, like, I didn't know what to do.
Punch her,
I know,
but
I didn't know what to do, so I kind of just gate like a wedge. I just kind of like wedge the two, like when you break two kids up. Like, stop it! You just get between and push them apart.
She clearly was not stable.
No,
like. If she's just one of those, if she's just walking around like attacking people, there's this one lady. I don't see her around anymore when I go back home. But when I used to live in Salinas, there was one lady who was like that. And I would see her everywhere.
Yeah.
And I learned this very quickly. She would attack anyone who she caught looking at her.
Yeah, you don't look at them. Yeah.
And she always had this bracelet, like a hospital bracelet on.
Ooh.
So I think she's someone who had just gotten out of like the psych ward or something. I don't know if she lived somewhere. I always just saw her in the shopping center or walking around. But she obviously was like crazy. But she would try to fight guys.
Yeah.
And she was older too. She had like what's it called? Salt and pepper hair.
Okay.
And she was older. She was short, but like a little more heavy set. And she would try to fight guys. She would try to fight girls.
Yeah.
She would hit cars and kick cars. I've seen her do that. And she was always in this shopping center that was down the street from where I lived. That I would always go to, like Quick Stop or Little Caesars was right there, or wherever I was going, the liquor store. And I would always see her, and I couldn't help but to like watch her because I knew who she was, and I knew she was like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So I couldn't help to stare at her to see, like, she would just kind of like wander around. She wasn't going anywhere. She wasn't doing anything. She just was walking around.
Yeah.
Looking for someone to start a problem with, it seems like. So I would always watch her. And you ever see those TikToks or those reels where like someone does something and people will stitch it? And they'll like be staring at them, and then when the person looks at the camera, they like look away.
Yeah.
I would always have to do that because I'm like, she can't catch me staring at her. She's gonna come fight my car. But there's crazy. I used to keep my softball bat in my back seat so I would be able to reach it, because there was like, that was not an uncommon thing that people would just come up to you for no reason. If you look at them wrong, or if they caught you staring at them, or if you honked at them. I had a homeless person attack my car once, and like in the middle of the street at a light on a main road, he was crossing the street, and I was waiting for him to cross the street, And I think he saw my look of annoyance on my face because my light was green. So like, get the fuck out of the street.
Right.
And he came and was hitting the hood of my car and attacking it. And I like reached back
to get your bat?
To get my bat, because I don't think I was gonna like hit him with it, but I was gonna pull it out to be like, get away.
Yeah.
And I reached back and then he just like pow, 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 pow. And then stopped and walked away. I'm like, that was weird. But that shit happens. People are just like crazy.
I know, it's not right. So here's the butterfly effect, and it's the weirdest. So it's the weirdest thing. So we happen to be, again, in a car right next to these two women right when the fight started. Okay, I mean, like perfect time. So we were on the way to the airport. If it was up to me, we would have left the hotel like 10 minutes earlier. I'm like, yo, we got to leave at 4 o'clock. My fiance's like, all right, well, let me go talk to the chef and do this thing. So we leave like 10 minutes later than I wanted to. So normally when we get in the car, I just tell the Uber, hey, this is where we're going. But I told the Lyft, or the rideshare, sorry. So I told the rideshare, I'm like, hey, our flight leaves in 1 hour.
Damn, so you missed your flight?
And he goes, 1 hour? He's like, oh, so then you don't mind if I'm like, no, we don't mind. Get us to the airport. So again, if we weren't leaving the hotel late, if I didn't tell that guy, he's going down whatever Main Street, and you can get to the freeway by going left on like 3rd, 5th, 7th. And so as we're going down, he's like, nah, 3rd's too crazy. I'm not going to go down 3rd. He keeps going, 5th's too crazy. He's like, I'm going to go 11th. I'm going to go 7th. And not only does he turn left on 7th, he also decides to kind of cut off a whole lane of traffic to get up into 7th to get on the freeway. So if he didn't do that, if we didn't leave 10 minutes later than I wanted to leave, if the Uber driver, or Lyft driver, wasn't like, okay, I'm going to speed to the airport, if he didn't decide to cut off traffic to get up this hill, like, we wouldn't have been there. We wouldn't have been in position.
It's scary when you think about that stuff. Twice that I can think of, there has been really bad car accidents.
Yeah.
Or a car just missed me, to where I think if I would have left a second earlier, like that would have been me, or they would have hit me, or I would be in that smashed up car.
Yes.
Like, it's so crazy.
I'm so into that butterfly
the timing
effect.
of everything.
Everything.
And, yeah.
I have the case number. I want to call tomorrow and see how the woman is doing. See if they arrested if they caught the other woman. Like, I want to, because, oh man.
Yeah, you gotta get the tea.
Into concrete.
On the attacker person. I want to know what the fuck she got going on.
Yeah. It was sad. It was sad. And it was scary. And so.
And maybe she's not crazy and was just having a bad day.
Yeah, but I mean, she jumped. It was push, headshot, woman's on the ground, straddle her, grabs her head, and bam, 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 into the concrete. So, I mean, it was a full-on attack, not just a shove, not just a cuss out. It was insane. And so, unfortunately, I've lived in a lot of...
back. You got to be fucking crazy to be walking around doing that to random people.
I've lived in a lot of downtown and urban areas, so I see homeless people, I see, crazy people. It's just that I see people fight on the streets, and I just thought it was one of those things like, they know each other. They're just angry with each other. And I'm like, oh, wait. No, she just got socked in the head. Oh, no, she's on the ground.
White shirt guy that came.
Yeah, white shirt guy.
Had he tried to fight you...
Oh, God. That was my fear. I'm like, here we go. I get involved and I'm about to get sucker punched by some dude.
Do you think you could have taken him? How would you have handled that situation? Had he had come and tried to fight you, would you have just fought him? Would you have tried to, like, talk him down? Would you have, say he even ran up and hit you? Yeah. Would you still try to talk him down, or would you be like, all right, let's go, this is happening?
The first thing you need to do is create distance. So
No,
this is what I would have done. So if he's barking at me or takes a swing at me, I do that. I create space and I tell him, hey, I'm just trying to break them up. I'm just trying to break that fight up. Like, she was punching her.
Damn, you're not going to hit him back?
Well, no. Again, like if he swings or starts barking at me, I create space and I say, hey, this is what I'm just trying to break this fight up,
buddy.
But then if he starts fighting me, you have to go in. He was a little shorter than me, but he was like
big boned.
I don't know if I want to say I could take him, but like I would obviously try not to fight him, and I would try to tell him like, dude, I'm just trying to break up this fight. And if he's like, come on, if he keeps coming at me, then you have to. I would obviously like to create space first. My problem though, I can't run away because my fiance's there. Well, so now I kind of have to like stand my ground, and if he does fight me, I got to defend myself. You want to fight as a last resort. I thought I was gonna get sucker punched so bad. I thought I was gonna sucker punch. Here we go. I'm breaking up a fight on the street, being a good Samaritan, and I'm gonna get sucker punched for it. But he was like EMT. I don't know what he was. He must have been some sort of military background because he knew what to do.
What's your take on, I see this all the time, men who get in fights and it's men fighting, and then the girlfriend tries to jump in and separate them and just say like the girlfriend ends up getting hurt or something like that. Then the men get mad.
Was my take on it?
Yeah. Like if you're getting your ass beat.
Yeah.
And so your girlfriend who's there is like, well, I got to try to help him. Yeah. And she gets hurt herself in doing so. And then the guy gets mad at her.
Oh, gets mad at the girl. Okay, yeah.
The guy gets mad at her. Like you should have not got involved. Just blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, you were going to die. Like, what was I supposed to do? Yeah. Do you feel like the girls just should not at all get involved and just wait for the fight to fizzle out?
I think a fight is kind of like hockey rules. So I've been learning this about hockey. So, if it's a fair one-on-one fight, you let those two fight until someone is clearly the winner. So again, you don't slam someone's head in the concrete. You don't kick them while they're down, right? You have a nice even one-on-one, and if someone's on the ground and the person is still fighting, okay, you break that up because the fight is obviously won. Somebody won the fight. Right.
If they're not even fighting back anymore, like it's done.
Yeah, separate them. You fight until somebody wins. You don't need to put someone in the hospital. So in that case, somebody won. Okay, let it go. And then if somebody has to break it up because the guy's not stopping, then you got to get in there and break it up. Now, if the person gets injured, again, in this case, is your story. If the girlfriend tries to break it up and she gets injured, that's just the risk you take trying to break up a fight.
So you wouldn't get mad? Like you should have not.
No.
You should have like not gotten involved. You should have not jumped in. Would you be understanding that? I don't know. Just
I would feel bad if she got injured trying to jump in and save me from a fight. Yeah, my fiance, I'd feel very bad.
I'm not even talking about you and your fiance. I'm just saying in general. I see this on social media a lot of men saying like they shouldn't jump in, they shouldn't try to help.
Right.
But from a female's perspective, it's like if I see my man needs help, I know that I can't fight a man, and that
I know
that's something. Nothing good will come of this, but like I can't stand there.
I know.
I would hope that other men would jump in and help. I feel like a girl shouldn't jump in unless another girl jumps in. Now we two couples fighting each other.
Now it's 2-on-2. Yeah. It's tough. It's a no-win battle. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's my story from the weekend.
So you missed your flight?
Oh, yeah. So I missed my flight, got to the airport, and luckily there was another flight after. So I'm like, hey, I missed my flight. We actually had to, can we get on the next one? They're like, oh, luckily it's an open flight. Luckily there's seats. We could just move you. I'm like, we were leaving on time, but we had to jump out of the Uber to assist with, I think I gave him a quick rundown. I'm like, there was an assault, and like we had to like jump out and help. And then like, filing the police report took forever.
Oh my gosh, let's bump you up to first class.
That's exactly what happened.
Shut the fuck up!
That's exactly what happened. And so I honestly I was kind of explaining because I never miss a flight. I'm never late. And so I was trying to explain like, we didn't mean to miss this flight. I got that. We didn't mean to miss this flight, except this happened. And because it was going to be $100 charge, $50 for each of us to move our flight.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to hopefully, like, maybe they won't charge us both. So she's typing. They're like, oh my God, what happened? And oh my God, it's so good you were there. Oh my God, that could have been so bad. Oh my God. It's like they're super engaged with the story. So my fiance's telling them the story. And so then type. She goes, okay, here you guys are. I moved you to first class. And I'm like, you did not. You didn't have to do that at all. Because I was just trying to like kind of get out of my $100 charge, $50 for each of us. She goes, it's a good thing that you were there. And I'm like, what's your name? I'm going to send an email to Alaska Airlines about you guys. You guys are awesome.
Oh, what's first class like? I've never been in first class before.
You got to do it at least once. It's pretty baller. It's pretty baller.
I know. I always
nice.
like I don't want to pay that much money to go for like a short flight or something. I'm saving my first class experience for like a long flight when I'm going somewhere
couple hours.
Cool. Yeah. Like, you know what I've always wanted to do? Those flights that are super, super long and they have like beds and cubicles in them.
Yep.
That I would pay money for a flight that was long enough that like my son wants to go to Tokyo.
Wow.
And I do want to take him, but going to Tokyo is something he really wants to do. And I just can't imagine myself sitting in a chair for like 12 hours at a time. Like,
it's
I
rough.
can't.
It's rough.
That's why I don't want to travel to all these cool places, because I just don't think I can't stand the traveling.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend half the trip. We only get so many days off of work.
I know.
I don't want to spend half the trip traveling.
Yeah, but they give you, in those, you watch whatever movie or TV show you want. They got a bunch of movies. They give you food like 2 or 3 different times. They're giving you food. And a lot of people do get up and walk around because the flights, those long haul flights, the planes are bigger than a regular, like, Sacramento, San Diego plane. Like, they're big. So people get up and they walk around. They'll stretch their legs. It's worth it. Like, I went to Europe a couple times, and sure, the flight's long while you're in it. But then once you're there, like, you forget all about it. Like, all my memories of Europe and Ireland and France and Scotland, and Spain, it's not how long the flight was. It's like, you just deal with it, you get over it.
I know.
And then you forget it.
Like my flights from Nashville to California.
How long were those? 5 hours? 6?
Something like that.
Nashville's
it was maybe like 4 or 5 or something like that. But, and maybe it's just because like, my son was smaller. He was like 3 years old. So
it's
I'm
tough
traveling with him. So maybe that's why I was a little more like dreadful, because he's like, luckily he would sleep the whole time, but it's like you're lugging around another human.
I know.
Like,
nah, take the flight. All right, we got to wrap this up though. On Instagram, we are at Strawberry and Lizette.
I'm at Lizette Love, LIZETTELOVEE.
I am at Strawberry Radio. We'll talk to you next time.